when most people think about marijuana, they think about pot, they see basically what's behind me. The idea of just some kid out on the beach, smoking a joint, having a good time. But what we're not focusing on is how big the cannabis market is beside. Take away the leaf, take away the joint. Let's talk about how big the cannabis market is and the possibilities of how CBD, how cannabis, how marijuana could play into a lot of different sectors and how those sectors could really have a lot of upside to come. So today we're going to talk about a new type of cannabis drink company. We're going to talk about that here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about this pot stock that has a possible chance of exploding. And we're going to talk about why there's a chance of exploding and how big really the overall drink market is and how cannabis can be put into drinks and how people can drink CBD drinks and all of this big enterprise of beverages. So let's talk about it. It's called Bevcanna, which Bevcanna, beverage canna. It's like cannabis beverage. Somebody was smart when they made that name, weren't they? And you can see it's trading right now on the Canadian Stock Exchange as BEV. So obviously Red Bull, Monster, big names in the energy drink kind of just sport drink world. And the idea here is that Bevcanna has the structure and the potential to kind of get up there with the big players in the drink space, being like Red Bull and Monster. So if you look at the idea here, right? There's been some major moves in the cannabis market recently. 2019, a lot of pot stocks going to the moon, a lot of big potential, a lot of stocks going from really low prices to really high prices on news and things like that. So the big play here is trying to figure out what stock is undervalued today, what stock has potential to make moves. And Bevcanna is one of those stocks. And let's just talk about it, just the overall idea of the market. The idea is that experts are predicting that the global pot-infused beverage market will jump from its current value of $89 million to a whopping $1.4 billion in 2023. The market is then expected to keep soaring to over $4.4 billion by 2025. That's a jump of billions upon billions of dollars in value over just 6 years. So Bevcanna could potentially capture only half that market. That's still $2.2 billion. Even if it captures merely 0.5% of the market, a small, very realistic idea here for this company is that it would still be $22 million in revenue per year. Now, we all know that revenue increase doesn't always indicate the price of the stock, which will increase, but it's a very good sign. Obviously, more money in the market, more money to the company, the value of the company rises, etc., etc. here. You can see where I'm going with this. The idea is kind of playing, again, into the energy drink market space. Back in the day, Monster price of stock was 9 cents, and today it's 63 cents. And if you'd invested $1,000 back then in the shares of Monster, it would now be worth $700,000. Now, already major companies like Coca-Cola and Constellation Brands are making noise about getting involved in the marijuana sector. However, history shows us that the most innovative early mover small companies like Bevcanna that will benefit the most from the overall market expansion, either by seeing their companies grow exponentially or being bought out by a major player like Coca-Cola in the future. Now, here's why investors need to keep a close eye on Bevcanna. The ingredients for success, right? Bevcanna has a brand. It has a bottling expertise combined with market-validated formulations. It has a dream team for creating and distributing consumer packaged goods and brands that resonate on a global scale. It has patented and proprietary technology necessary for scaling the manufacturing process, and it also has world-class facility. It also has a world-class manufacturing facility with an annual bottling capacity of 72 million units per shift, giving them ample room to grow. Bevcanna has landed in the Okanaga exclusive rights to a pristine alkaline spring water aquifer and one of the most envied outdoor cultivations locations in the world. Bevcanna is continuing to establish multiple revenue pathways as well as a white label manufacturer service, an all-new regulated retail opportunity in Canada as well, joint product development in California, and licensing, joint venture, and brand acquisitions. Comparable companies to Bevcanna, if you look here, Bevcanna right now, the stock price in December is 32 cents with a market cap of $14 million. They've got over 130 acres, and they also have manufacturing, form factoring, branding, and formulation consulting. Some of the other big players that stock prices are now $1.66 here on Plus Products. They have none of that, and their market cap is $73 million. So the idea here is that Bevcanna has unmatched branding expertise. They have the idea of the white labeling. They can build drinks for other companies. Their experienced and seasoned management team, their core competency, their core focus is on beverages, including existing world-class manufacturing facilities and the BC advantage, the legacy of pristine water, superior cultivation climate, and soil. So they're based in BC in Canada. They've got the water for the bottling. They've got the growing area. They've got everything they need to really be successful here. So let's talk about pot beverages as a whole market here. Now, looking here at the Monster stock, kind of comparing Monster to Bevcanna and looking at the very, unique idea here today. So global cannabis market by 2025 for the beverage market is $4.46 billion. And Bevcanna is already working with Health Canada licensing procedures for natural health products through bottling the mineral-infused water brand Trace. They've already received a Health Canada industrial hemp cultivation license, and they are already in the evidence submission package phase for their standard processing license, the last final step there. And that means once pot-infused beverages are legalized in Canada, the standard processing license is issued. Bevcanna will be able to submit new products to the Health Canada for approval and then leverage their infrastructure and expertise to ensure that the brands are the first to market. So Bevcanna has an unfair advantage here with their Next Leaf solutions for their patented industrial scaling extraction technology. Bevcanna is really good with their overall branding as well. You can see here, this is a bottling. This is Trace. The team has already developed and launched the Trace beverage brand, a proof of concept when it comes to Bevcanna's ability to produce and sell a truly unique product. If you look here at Bevcanna, they've got authentic storytelling around the legendary BC Bud cannabis in BC in Canada. They're borrowing from Coca-Cola's branding playbook by using form-factored bottles, and they're fulfilling consumer demands for clean ingredients and healthier products by stressing how Bevcanna's products don't need unhealthy additives or excessive sweeteners. Bevcanna even formed an exclusive marketing agreement with Dossier Creative, who have experience in the beverage and consumer retail sectors, as well as comparable sectors such as wine, spirits, beer, and nutritional supplements. Their clients include Constellation Brands, Coca-Cola, Kraft Foods, and major high-profile brands. Also news today that Bevcanna to acquire intellectual property to Deeper Green. Now, you can see here, Deeper Green technology expands Bevcanna's ability to produce a portfolio of cannabis-infused beverage formats. The addition of water-soluble powder allows them to offer consumers more variety in methods of consumption, which can now pair with various consumption occasions, power drink mixes, and they're building onto their already they're building onto their expertise already. So you can see here, they're going to be buying that intellectual property to improve their processes. So this just came out today. So another big news for Bevcanna. So lots of going on in this company. It's marijuana, it's pot, and it's going to get approved at some point here going into the future. I don't see any reason for really in the U.S. for a marijuana to be illegal for the rest of our time. I give it 10 years, and I'm saying that most states in America are going to have marijuana legal. So there it is, the big play here, Bevcanna. If you want to check it out, there's a ticker symbol down below. You can learn more about it. It's being traded on the Canadian Stock Exchange as BEV. and check it out. Bevcanna, what do you guys think? Marijuana, is it here to stay or is it just a bubble? Let's go.